Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to bury our bokashi. So bokashi is pretty much a composting style where you use probiotics, the equivalent of probiotics, to actually decompose your food. And no heat is needed. So what's interesting about that is you create a bucket, you fill the bucket up, you add bran to inoculate the food. Once it's full, you let it sit for another 2 weeks, and then even though the food looks the same, and I'm about to show you that in a second, it's broken down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these 4-foot grow pots. And what I did is I added about 6 or 7 inches of dirt compost on the bottom, and then I'm going to use that as the bedding to put the bokashi on. Since I'm not actually burying this in the ground, I'm going to bury this in the equivalent of this container here. So I'm going to go inside and show you what the bokashi looks like. This is a typical composting bucket. It has a drain valve here so that you can drain the liquid off the bottom, because if the liquid sits too long, it'll actually cause it to rot. And this is from December. So this is pineapple. You can see that's all the beneficial bacteria. But you notice that this pineapple, there's no smell. There's absolutely no smell. If anything, it smells like pickles. Because we were composting at such a huge rate, I decided to start using pickle buckets from Firehouse Subs. So these are double-decker. There is a bucket inside of another bucket. The top bucket has holes in it to drain into the bottom bucket, and then I use the rubber gasket from the second lid to actually, reduce the amount of air that's actually in between the buckets. But see, if you see this, it's like this lettuce just stopped decomposing. It's the craziest thing. Like I said, there is no smell. We'll see what happens to the ginger, but this would be more white if the temperature was warmer. It's been cold in the garage. It's been in the 40s, so it's going to be a little bit colder. Not as inoculated as it would be in the house. But we have a bucket in the house that within a week, man, the whole entire thing has turned white. So this is what it looks like. It's a big, huge mat. There's tea bags in here. These are strawberries. You got cabbage. You got some old bread because you stopped eating gluten. But if you look, it's some crazy consistency. This was tortilla shells, but it became like totally inoculated. Sorry about the light. Yeah, I'm fighting the light here. That's what it is. So I'm gonna take this, level it out, and then bury it. Okay, so I added about 8 inches of dirt and I patted it down really hard. So I patted it down, got it nice and smooth. I'm gonna wet this down, and then I'm gonna leave it, and I'm gonna check back in 3 or 4 weeks.